Goeienaand, goeienaand, goeienaand aan al my mede-collega's, the guys there at our head office support group. Can you guys just quickly let me know if you can hear me? Melissa, kan jy my hoor? Hallo Sean. Hi Rashida. Hi guys, can somebody just give me a thumbs up please if you guys can hear me? Thanks. Hello Johnny. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. Goeienaand Joanne. Hallo Albert. Dankie Albert. Hallo Shahida. Hallo Annemarie. Hi Mary, Gary. Yeah, Gary, I doubt if it's hotter in Durban than it is in Pretoria. It was 35 degrees today, so. But you've got the humidity as well. At least we don't have that. Hi Marilyn. Hi Cornique, Suzette. Hi Regan. Hi Yanola. Hi Valerie. Linda. Hi Doreen. Guys, I'm just going to wait a few minutes before I start. I know that there's some of you that complain that I take too long before I start, but go make yourselves a cup of coffee and then come back, and then by that time I think the live will be underway. So just bear with me for a few seconds. I just want to make sure that there's enough people watching before I start with the discussion for the evening, which is going to be a very interesting discussion, especially my first topic of discussion tonight, the Anti-terrorist Amendment Bill, or to be more specific, and it's a big one, I'll have to read it to you, the Protection of Constitutional Democracy Against Terrorism and Related Activities Amendment Bill. So that's a mouthful. So this is a very disturbing topic, to be quite honest with you. As I was doing my research this week, what I learned about this bill and what I read and the implications that it's going to have if it gets passed into law are quite significant. So you guys need to please pay careful attention and then make sure that you guys go and comment on that bill. It's currently before Parliament. The public has been asked to comment on this bill. The cutoff date is the 18th of October. So as many of us as possible need to go and oppose the adoption of this bill, and I'll explain to you why in a couple of minutes. And the cutoff date is in a week, so we don't have much time. My head office support team will post links on this on the live tonight in the comment section that you guys can click on and follow to please go and comment on this bill. It's very, very, very important. But I will get to that in a second. Hallo Nadia, gaan met jou. Hi Ethel. Okay guys, let's start. So as I said, there's a bill before Parliament at the moment. That bill is called the Protection of Constitutional Democracy Against Terrorism and Related Activities Amendment Bill. That bill is currently open for public participation and comments. The cutoff date is the 18th of October this month. You guys have a week to go and publicly comment on that bill before it gets passed into law. And trust me, that is not something that we want to see happen. If you read the bill, if you just read the bill, you will immediately see that this bill is in direct conflict with our Constitution. It encroaches on our constitutional rights to freedom of speech and freedom of association. Now, the problem with this bill is the definitions of what constitutes terrorism or a terrorist act, or what is a terrorist. Those definitions are extremely loose, vague, and excessively broad. In fact, those definitions are so broad that they cover investigative journalism, they cover legitimate political opposition, non-governmental organizations, NPOs, religious institutions, churches, petitions, public participation campaigns. So all of these people and all of these institutions are at some point or regularly or on occasion speak out against governmental policy or government policy. They speak out against legislation or proposed legislation or amendments to legislation. They speak out against things that the president sometimes says. They speak out against what government officials say. These are people that are on occasion opposed to government in a good way, because unfortunately, in this day and age, government's making a lot of mistakes. I'm sure if you guys watch Neil's lives on a Friday, Neil exposes a lot of things on his lives and he speaks a lot of truths. So all of these acts and all of these people will be deemed as terrorists, and their actions will be deemed as terrorist acts according to this bill. So that is extremely, extremely, extremely alarming. And this is an authoritarian attempt by government to just bolster its control over the public. Not only this bill, if you look at other bills that have been passed or proposed recently in the last couple of years, if you look at the proposed amendment to Section 25 of the Constitution, land appropriation without compensation, if you look at the implementation of the Disaster Management Act when it was implemented during COVID time, even post-COVID, how long were we still suffering under that Disaster Management Act, even when COVID had subsided? And just the implementation of those rules. There were constitutional court cases against the implementation of the Disaster Management Act. If you look at proposed gun laws that pop up every now and again, the attempts to make it extremely difficult for our citizens to acquire firearm licenses, to make it virtually impossible for security companies to own semi-automatic weapons. All these bills, and especially this bill that is currently before Parliament, this is an authoritarian attempt to bolster its stronghold over the public. Now, this is a word that you need to take very, very careful notice of. And that word is authoritarian. So let me just read to you, if you will just give me a second or two. Just bear with me for 1 second, please. If you Google the word authoritarian, okay, it says the following: favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority at the expense of personal freedom. That is what authoritarian means. Now, if you look up words that are synonymous with the word authoritarian, meaning synonyms, words that mean the same as the word authoritarian, let me just read a few out to you quickly. So the following words are synonyms of the word authoritarian: draconian, oppressive, tyrannical, dictatorial, autocratic. These are words that have the same meaning as authoritarian. This is exactly what this bill is. It's an authoritarian attempt to bolster government's stronghold over the public. This is a direct infringement of our constitutional rights to freedom of speech, freedom of association, and the powers that be can use this bill or the contents of this bill, and they can apply it to fit their purpose or narrative, if you want to call it that way, in any which way they want to. So this is very distressing. This is very distressful, to be quite honest with you. If this bill gets passed into law, then it's not going to take long for the UIM and Neil to start getting into trouble, because this is basically what Neil does every Friday. He calls out the people that are in leadership positions. He calls out the South African government. He exposes certain truths. He speaks out against what government's currently doing, what our leaders are currently doing and saying. All of these, according to this bill, will be deemed as terrorist acts, which means Neil will be a terrorist. This time a legitimate terrorist. Not a labeled terrorist, as he was in the past. He will be deemed to be a terrorist. And so will the rest of us. And the other problem is, if we share content, even if we just share or distribute content that this bill deems to be terrorist acts, then we are all going to be bloody terrorists. So please, guys, please click on these links that have been posted on this live tonight. Please go and add your comments to that and oppose the adoption of this bill. It's very, very important. Take some time and please just go and Google the subject. There's a lot of articles that have been written on this proposed bill in the last couple of weeks. I have said it in the past. Unfortunately, we don't read the government gazette every week. We are already at the end of this, the 30 months that we've been given to publicly participate in this proposed amendment bill. We've only got a week left. So once again, this bill has been snuck in right under our noses. And I'm sure if I ask any of you tonight, how many of you were aware of that this was happening, I think there's a lot of you that have, if you guys were really honest, that would put up your hands and say that you guys had no idea. So I've given you the information now. Please go and do your research. Please go and check if I'm speaking nonsense. Go and read the discussions out there from educated people, economists, people that, political experts. Go and read the comments. Go and read the bill yourselves and make up your own minds. But as far as I'm concerned, this will have a detrimental effect on us as citizens of South Africa if this bill gets passed. And it's just funny, I have to add, that this bill is proposed at such a crucial stage. If you think about it, in the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, a lot of people have started getting up and speaking out against government, speaking out against the leaders of this country. A lot of people. Neil's not the only one. There's a lot of people. The people are heartful. The people are fed up. People are standing up. They are making their voices heard. And this is an attempt to shut them up. And this is right before the 2024 elections. So guys, please share this video far and wide. We need to make sure that the people become aware of what's happening right under their noses, and that we don't allow government to get away with this. Please. So, right, moving along to a lighter subject. Obviously, good news. A couple of weeks ago, I did a live where I introduced you guys to Team Cape Town. I discussed the whole team policy with you, the UIM team policy. So basically what we are doing is we are currently busy with our national campaign for 2024. And the way the way in which we are going about campaigning is organically. It's the word of mouth. It's social interaction with other people. So we've got a team set up in Cape Town. I introduced you guys to the leader of that team. These people are going out on weekends. They are visiting certain areas in Cape Town. They are canvassing. They are marketing the UIM. They are handing out flyers. They are speaking to the public about the UIM. They are inviting the people to join our social media pages so that everybody has access to what we have to say, because I think what we say is quite informative, especially what Neil has to say on a Friday. So this is basically what Team Cape Town is doing. So we've got a team now in Durban as well and surrounding areas. So we've got a team in Durban, and the members of that team cover quite a big area there in Durban. We've got a contact person in Durban. His name is Ronnie Govender. My head office team, please post Ronnie's details on this live so that they can contact Ronnie if they want to volunteer and if they want to join Team Durban to help the UIM grow, to canvass, to market the UIM, to speak to the people, to arrange events for us or arrange visits for us. We've got a guy in the Pinetown, Pietermaritzburg area, Henny Mattia. Please post Henny's details as well on this live. If you guys want to contact, if you are living in the Pinetown, Pietermaritzburg area and you want to volunteer, you want to join Team Durban and surrounding areas, please contact Henny or contact Ronnie. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy we started this team last week, and I think they've already been working non-stop, connecting with people out there, going out, spreading the word. I have to say, there's a lady in Cape Town, Cheryl Thurston, that donated a gazebo to Team Cape Town, a UIM branded gazebo. So I just want to thank Cheryl. Cheryl, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that generous donation. It's going to help us so much. You have no idea. If we go out and when we go and speak to people, it's important that we represent the UIM and that we showcase our brand so that people can start becoming familiar with the UIM's brand and logo. So thank you for that donation, Cheryl. We really appreciate it. We are trying to get a gazebo donated and sponsored for Team Durban as well. So if there's any people out there, or if any of you guys want to help, we'll really, really appreciate it. But please contact Ronnie or Henny if you guys are living in those areas. And if you want to join Team Durban, we are trying to set up teams in as many cities and towns as possible in South Africa. We are busy setting up 3 more teams as we speak. So by the end of next week, we will most likely have a team in Bloemfontein, in Denisville, Parys area, and also in Randburg, Roodepoort in Gauteng. So UIM is doing very, very well, guys. We are growing. Our membership is growing. Thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. That is all that I want to say for now on the topic. I see that I've got an invitation here, or somebody sent me a request to join the live. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to say a few words if you want. So that you guys, I'd like to hear your comments, especially on this discussion that we had regarding the anti-terrorism bill, or if you guys just have a message for us, or if you guys want to ask any questions, I'm going to give you an opportunity now to just send me a request so that I can add you to the discussion. So please send me a request, and I'd like to hear from you. Oh yes, I see that my head office team has posted our counselor's details as well. As you guys know, we've got a counselor in eThekwini, Jay Singh. Please guys, make contact with Jay if you have any issues, municipal issues. We've got a counselor in Durban that can attend to those issues. So please make use of him. I'm trying to add somebody, but once again it says decline. So guys, can you hear me? I'm getting messages here that can you hear me now? Hello? Sorry, let me just try and fix the sound quickly. Can you guys hear me? Ay, ay, ay. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry, I don't know what happened. I literally didn't touch the screen. Yes, June, can you hear me? All right, Arnold, thank you. I don't know what happened. I think it is when I tried to sign in, this person that sent me a request. Cherise kan my ook nie hoor nie. June, can you hear me, June? Yeah, June can hear me. Guys, I don't know if you have load shedding in your areas, but some people are saying that they can hear me, some saying that they can't. And my phone is turned up to full volume. Arnold can hear me. Okay, guys, is there anybody that want to join, that has something to say, something to add? Do you guys want to comment? I don't know what's wrong with the phone. People are saying they can't hear me. June can hear me. Hang on 1 second. How about now? Can you guys hear me now? Shahida says she can hear me. I don't know what's wrong. Guys, anyway, yeah, I see there's nobody wants to join, nobody has any comments. Sorry about the sound, I don't know what happened. Like I said, I didn't touch anything on the screen, I just tried to sign somebody in quickly. I see June Kruger says she can hear me very well, so yeah, I don't know what's wrong. But anyway, this is the end of my discussion, short and sweet. I just wanted to make sure that you guys, okay, wait. Let's just see if I can sign in somebody quickly. Ethel, yes, I think that's what happened. When somebody tried to join, yeah, the sound went off. I see Arnold is trying to join, so let's hopefully that will resolve the issue. Arnold, hello.
Hello, Jacques. How are you?
Fine on yourself. I hope you've come to rescue me because apparently people can't hear me. I hope they can hear me now.
I can hear you fine.
Is it?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Albert, say anything that you want to comment on the discussion tonight, especially with regards to this, yeah, this proposed amendment bill to the, yeah, this terrorist.
Yeah, I know, Jacques, definitely. I mean, we need to get the word out. It's very important. It's time that the people speak up and that we get to stand our ground on this bill. You know, if you look at the communism, that's exactly what happened in these countries. People's right to have an opinion and to have the right of speech is taken away. People in some of these communist countries do not even have a chance to speak outside their country. So the moment they want to do that, they in trouble. I mean, they get cut off from the world. So we need, South Africa has fought a very tough time to get to a democratic country and the right of speech. And we need to defend this with everything we have. I mean, people need to really understand this is very serious. And it's very strange that these type of bills are trying to, it's coming, like you said, it's coming through a very difficult time and a very strange time, because obviously there's a lot of not rumors. It was actually real stories and the truth that's coming out, and these people don't want to hear this. They don't want people to know this, so they're trying to take the right away from us to fight the fight against corruption, against crime. I mean, the fact that Ian Cameron goes on live every day, gives 100% rights, facts, and stats, and then taking on the right people. The fact that we can't do that is going to be very bad. We need to take this very serious. We need to share this. People need to understand it. You've got a legal background. It's I mean, you've looked into it more deeply, in depth. But I've also looked at it because I do comment on these bills through a network that sends it out to us, and that's I think it's important that we do take this very serious.
You see, Arnold, the thing that's really funny to me, and this is something that I can't understand. If this bill gets passed, the mere fact that people are allowed to comment on it and oppose it will also be a terrorist act, because government introduces legislation. If you speak out against it and if you oppose it, that'll be a terrorist act. How stupid is that?
It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, at this moment, they're trying to put so many bills through. I mean, I'm actually involved in and getting updates on these things a lot, and it's crazy how people don't comment, or it's like people just go on and say, you know what, whatever happens, happens. We need to understand it's very, very serious, and we need to do something about it. We are the people. We are the people. We own South Africa. The citizens of this country owns this country, and the only difference that's ever going to be made in this country positive is positive people changing it. It's the only way.
Yeah.
And we need to stand up. We need to oppose these bills if it's taking away our democratic right. And a lot of people lost their lives in this country, and they fought for a democratic country. And it's sad. And what makes me more sad is that people is not doing anything about it. Every citizen that has the opportunity to oppose this bill need to do it now. And it's and obviously we need this opposed media thing. We need to make sure that we flood them with opposition. It's important.
Yeah, it takes me back. It takes me back to that time when they disbanded the Scorpions, when the Scorpions started scratching too deep.
Yeah, there's one positive thing that I actually picked up. I mean, this is not part of your onderwerpe vanaand, your interview.
Topics.
The topics, yes. But I saw this, the Hawks, they had it on carte blanche. They made a big hit on a illegal mining operation.
Yeah.
And it was actually very, very successful. But what made it very successful is the fact that the private sector and the police and the Hawks did this together. And the people that was involved in this operation was specialized people to do this. And that is why it was such a big success. Everybody, and obviously, looking at that, there's some positive things. I mean, not everything is bad. But we need to make sure that we as citizens need to stand up, and we need to take it serious, and we need to understand what they are doing. The fact that you tonight actually just mention it again, and out of from a legal side, it's important that we do understand what this means. And if it's true, it's true. So we as the citizens of this country need to stand up now. I mean, I've said it so many times. We do have the power to do it.
Yeah.
The people just needs to realize that they need to take the time, that 20 minutes that you do, and oppose it, do it, get it through. Your voice will be heard. The more voices, the stronger.
Definitely.
Important.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Dankie Arnold. Baie dankie dat jy gejoin het.
Okay. Okay, Jacques. Have a nice evening. Thanks very much for elaborating on it. Thank you. Cheers. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Sheldon Brink. I see Sheldon is trying to connect. Sheldon, let's hold thumbs that I can connect you. declined. Sorry guys, I don't know why it's, yeah, some of your invitations or requests are being declined. It's not me, it's just, I don't know. I think it must be a fault on your side. Goeienaand. Special surprise.
Good evening, Jacques. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Neil? Thank you for joining. This is a big surprise.
Yeah. I watched the subject. I watched the topic, and I needed to voice my opinion on this matter, and wanted to add what Arnold and what you guys are talking about. Yeah, and welcome to all the UIM supporters. Welcome to everybody here tonight. I think, Jacques, we've come to a point in this country where we have a choice. We've got a choice now in this country. You know, I spent the whole day today listening to various people that are suffering from crime in the Western Cape. The amount of money, the amount of resources, the amount of money on law has become outrageous. Now, if you will allow me, I know that Afrikaans is not understood and spoken by many. But if you will give me a moment, this is my moedertaal. So I just want to quickly say in Afrikaans what I want to say. Want in Afrikaans het ons 'n manier om 'n uiting te gee in taal wat ek in my hele lewe baie geëerd om oor see te travel en baie tale te verstaan en te praat, maar Afrikaans het hom 'n ideologie geskep waar jy uitdrukking kan gee vir 'n gevoel. Afrikaans is een van die min tale in die wêreld waar jy kan sê en verstaan uit die gesprek van jou grammatika wat jy bedoel. So ek gaan gou-gou, as jy my verskoon, net in Afrikaans vir ons mense praat en ek sal dit dan duidelik oorskakel in Engels. Hierdie week het ons weer gesien hoe sabotasie, terrorisme, ja, as jy wil praat oor, ek ken terrorisme, ek ken sabotasie, ek ken die milieu van afbreek van 'n staat. Die sny van wingerde, Jacques, net die sny, né? Die sny hierdie week van 'n boer se wingerde is niks anderste as verraad in hierdie land nie. Daar's nie 'n ander woord nie. Verraad word gepleeg teen die mense van hierdie land as ons 'n boer op 'n plaas vermoord. Dit is nie moord alleen nie. Dis kosverraad. Dis verraad. Dis terrorisme. Dit is een van vele onderwerpe en voorbeelde, Jacques, wat sy kop deesdae uitsteek waar die staat, die ANC, die drakoniese hyena. Nou hoor wat ek sê, né? Ek doen dit as prins. Want as hierdie wet, as dit deurgesien word, en dit raak 'n wet, dan wat ek nou sê, gaan ek tronk toe. Ek gaan tronk toe gaan. As ek opstaan en sê, ons het 'n staat wat moertoe is. Ons het 'n president sonder ruggraat. Ons het 'n minister van polisie totaal uit sy diepte uit. Ons het 'n SAPS wat op sy laaste tande hang. Ons het 'n nasie wat gatvol is en wat besluit het om hulle self te verdedig. Net daai wat ek nou net gesê het, Jacques, net daai sin sal gesien word as terrorisme, as verraad. En ons mense, nie ek nie, want ek het besef waarmee, met wie ek in 'n instansie was, ek het besef hierdie mense het verander en gaan ons as 'n land vernietig. En Jacques, ek het daai organisasie verlaat en is nou een van hulle grootste vyande. Okay, dis op rekord. Al sê iemand wat, al kom hulle op en sê ek is nog steeds ANC, wat 'n klomp snert, ek fight hulle. En nou kom ons by 'n punt waar ons eie staat, ons eie goewerment in so 'n posisie geplaas word deur mense soos ek, soos Ian Cameron, soos oppositiepartye, soos aktiviste, soos Fatima Abdul. Ons is besig om op te staan en hulle op hulle hel te gee. Nie speel nie. In raadslede, in raad, in parlement, op straat is ons besig om hulle aan te vat. En ons is besig, Jacques, om hulle met die waarheid te moer. Ek praat reguit. Ons moer hulle. Ek neek vir hulle elke dag. Jy weet. Inteendeel, ek kom nie by genoeg neek nie, man. Jassou, ek wens hierdie ding was meer as net een neelde beer. Ek het die reg tot emosie. Ek het die reg tot volk. Ek het die reg tot my taal. Ek het die reg tot my kultuur. Ek het die reg tot my staat. Ek het die reg tot my land. Ek het die reg tot my veiligheid. Ek het die reg tot my familie. Ek het die reg tot my geskiedenis. Ek het die reg tot my kultuur. Ek het die reg vir my voortbestaan. Ek het die reg van my hele lewenswaarde. Ek het die reg as 'n Afrikaner. Ek het die reg. En so die Zulu, die Bafokeng en die res van die klomp. Ons het 'n reg as 'n Afrikaner in hierdie land. Maar wat ons nie die reg oor het nie, Jacques, is dit lyk my, ons het nie die reg om ons gatte te lig en hierdie staat tromp op te vat nie, want ons het nie 'n leierskap nie. Hoor my? Ons het nie 'n leierskap nie. So die Afrikaner, Afrikaanse, boer, blanke. Ons tyd het gekom. Die kleerlinggemeenskap in hierdie land, jou tyd het gekom. En die Indiër gemeenskap, jou tyd het gekom, want ons het nou ewe skielik die onderdrukte geraak. Ons het nou die minderheid geraak. Ons wat die land gebou het, ons wat die struktuur ingesit het, ons wat die paaie gebou het, ons wat die ekonomie gebring het, ons wat hierdie land tussen 55 ander lande in die kontinent opgebou het tot 'n leier in die wêreld. Ons het nou geraak niks. Hulle vermoor ons, hulle onderdruk ons, en wat ons doen is, ons gaan sit onder die FHK en die ATKV en ons praat poesie, ek het gesê poesie, en ons sit om groepe en ons praat louter as net, want die bloed van ons mense, die bloed is besig om te loop op Gods akker en op Gods grond. Jy moet my verskoon, maar vanaand is ek present, want niemand verstaan ons is op die laaste lyne van ons volk nie. Nou ek hoor hierdie Afrikaanse leiers, ek hoor mense wat uitbars, ek hoor mense, maar nie een was al oorlog toe nie. Baie min. Baie min. Nou ek sê vir jou, Jacques, en ek stuit nou in hierdie taal, ek gaan oor in Engels sodat almal my kan verstaan. As die tronk my voorland is, dan is die tronk my voorland. As die galg of die doodsvonnis, ek is deur kanker, ek is deur die dood. Maar die waarheid sal ek praat. Hoor my, daar's nie baie leiers wat sal doodgaan en sterf op die blok vir sy eie land, want hy's 'n patriot nie, maar Neil de Beer is bereid. Publiek, ek sê nou vir jou, jy gaan my nie stop nie, jy gaan maar doen wat jy wil. Maar as die Afrikaner se voorland bloed is, dan staan ons saam, maar julle, die land, ons, Juffrou Jacques, ons sit blindelings in ons lazy boy chairs en ons sien hoe ons absolute demokratiese reg op spraak, vryheid van assosiasie en 'n konstitusie wat staan, wat ons verdedig, is besig om te vergrys te raak deur 'n drakoniese hyena staat wat aan die begin vir ons beloof het dat hulle 'n reënboognasie sal maak, maar hulle het nou wragtig weer teruggegaan, swart na wit. Feite. En wat ons as land moet weet, as ons saam staan, die burgery van hierdie land het die reg, en ons het dit al voorheen gedoen, ons het die reg om te staan en te sê, maar wag 'n bietjie. Wag. Wow. Jee, trek die osse in. Wow. Hierdie land is gebaseer op 'n konstitusie. Hierdie land is gebaseer op wet en orde, wette, justisie. En wanneer hulle die wette afbreek, wanneer hulle die howe beset, wanneer die regtery in hierdie land gaan omdraai en hierdie hyena en die toring van Babel en Mammon aanvaar, dan moet ima aanvaar dat die konstitusie nie meer gaan tel nie, en in 'n wetlose land is daar net een ding, en dit is verdediging, selfbeskikking en selfverdediging. Daar's geen ander opsie nie. So Jacques, what I'm saying to the people emotionally in Afrikaans, I will repeat it in English. We, the people, we, the patriotic citizens of the Republic of South Africa that have been born on the cracking earth of this republic, from the lapping oceans of the dual blue of Umhlanga, to the withering heights and channels and caves of the Drakensberg, to the lapping fields of the Free State, to the bittering bush in Limpopo, the bushes and the fields and the animals, and to the beautiful Cape Town. This is our country. I'm crying because I've seen death. Time is for no one. I fight every day with the UIM and with you. Not because I think I can make a difference, not because I think I can change anything, but the mere fact that I am a patriot of this republic and a believer in God makes me get up every day, ill or not ill, recurrence of cancer or none. I will fight. Ek sal lewe. Ek sal sterwe. Ek vir jou Suid-Afrika. Maar die vraag, the question, Jacques, what are you willing to do? What are we willing to do? Because when it comes to a draconian law of threatening imprisonment, suffering of your own custody, the threat of violence and the threat of an impediment of your actual freedom, you back off. You stand back Your braai meat, your braai vlees, chitter and chatter disappears when the chips are down. Now, the chips are down, South Africa. This law is no joke. They wanted to take our weapons. Do you remember? They wanted to bring out a law to take away our guns. Jacques, do you know who stood up and fought them in public? Do you know of such a person that stood on the back of a vehicle with others and protested? Do you know of someone that defended the rights of guns and gun ownership in this country? Give me a name.
You did, with the biking community in Cape Town.
Yes, sir. Yes. So much so, Jacques, if I'm right or wrong, maybe us or maybe not, they withdrew that bill, did they not?
Yes.
They withdrew it. And they withdrew it because I went on TV and said, probeer ons guns vat. While it is legal tender in this republic, licensed and democratically authorized, we shall bear arms. Not to overthrow a government, not to impede treason, Jacques, and not to commit terrorism. We are not that kind. But for self-defense. Simple. And then this government said that they are going to remove the right of application of a firearm and using the statement of self-defense as a reasoning to ask for a weapon. And we stopped it. And Jacques, I want to mention something. I know it's not the subject, but we must stop speaking about the biker fraternity in the manner of the olden days of gangsters, warlords. Bikers are CEOs in the week. They are not unintelligent people with chains and guns. These biker fraternities are highly intelligent people that have got an attitude of giving, by the way. So I will come up for the bikers tonight, because when I needed the bikers, or the bikers needed us to do a teddy bear run, a charity route, and fighting for the democratic rights, who was it? It was the biker fraternity. Dit was die motorfietsgemeenskap. If the biker communities of this country can club together and stand together, these rough and tough guys with leather jackets that have hearts of gold, I'll testify, amongst every industry and grouping there's bad. But this I give respect to them, because I've only seen them club together and stand together for good causes if necessary. One of them was the right to bear arms in this country, where I can testify they stood up. I was amongst them. So they're trying to take your gun. They're trying to enforce that a certain individual may not stand for parliament in the democratic right of this country as an individual, contrary to the Constitution. And now they're trying to slip in this bill. Funny timing. Everybody's closing. Everybody, November, December, is getting ready for Christmas. And they decide to sneak in probably one of the most terrifying, non-terroristic societal bills to squash us. So politics is going to change if they don't have cricketballe. Ewe skielik gaan jy baie min mense hoor wat kritiseer, wat op platforms gaan staan en wat gaan sê, maar ons het nie meer 'n vryland nie. We are going to see less and less people, Jacques, when this bill, if it is passed, and by God, that's why we're bringing it up tonight. We better stand against this bill. And if it's passed, Jacques, if it's passed, I hope that the legal fraternity of this country that believes in democracy, the advocates and the lawyers, that they will rise and pro bono for a change, get up and take this thing to the Constitutional Court immediately. Because as you've said, and as a person that comes from the law, this bill is against the Constitution. So I'm coming up here tonight, and thank you for the time, to stress the seriousness of what you are saying. This is not a joke. And Jacques, what is amazing, out of a citizenry of 60 million, we can't even get 2,000 people to a rally. The EFF does better. Shame. Shocking. We can't get 1 million people in the streets in every city. You see, Jacques, if the people really knew what's happening in the beast, in the stomach of the dragon, they would wake up. What are we leaving our children? 2024 has no longer become an election. 2024 has become a saving battle. And if the people don't wake up, and in the next 16 months, that's correct, 16 months from now, not calendar, but political calendar from now, in 16 months, we are saying elections will take place in July, August of 2024. You've got to wipe out Christmas and New Year. So December, January's are gone. It's 16 months before we go to battle at the polls. Now, Jacques, Friday, in my straight talk, and in the past 2 sessions, you know that I've been dropping bombshells. I've been speaking tremendous truth. In my last video, we've just hit 35,000. The previous one, 47,000. Because I'm telling people things they never knew. This Friday, even more. I'm addressing so-called party coalitions, the truth. Because if you know that, for example, the DA is going to be capped between 22 and 25% if they are lucky, and other parties unpack like the new Action SA, the Patriotic Alliance, Al-Jamar, UIM, UDM, etc., that we will never reach the mere fact of a 51%. These are the hard realities. And the question I'm discussing on Friday, Jacques, is another law. It's another debate. It's another bill. Look what they did when we did the Disaster Management Act. They enforced law on us. They made certain things arrestable offenses. In other words, to shut you up. They may allow that. They can sign it. They don't have to go to Parliament. So, Jacques, it's up to us. I'm one man. You one more. Fatima one more. Stephen one more. Cindy, I can go on. Marlize, Melissa, Arnold. Yet we are 10. But the UIM is 30,000. You see, Jacques, we have to be 30,000 at least, 30,000, because we've got 3 councillors that were voted in. It takes 10,000 per city to get in 1 seat. Am I correct? On average.
Yeah, plus minus.
So somewhere out there, this small little party has got more than 30,000 voters, and it's increasing. I'll tell you why. Do you know why the people by the hundreds have started flocking to the UIM? Truth. Waarheid. Ruggraat. Leierskap. Not wavering in God's light to fight for the light. And that's why the UIM is special, Jacques. The UIM does not have 20 million. We don't even have 1 million rand. Yet donations go to the DA of 15, 20 million rand. Action SA, 5 to 8 to 15 million rand. Yet the party that fights on the ground the most is the UIM. Fact. Sad that we cannot get the resources to spread our wings, but I know that God will provide. We mustn't waver, Jacques, in conclusion on the truth, because the truth will set you free. This is a beautiful country. This is a beautiful nation. It is the people of this country that make South Africa who we are. Dis ons mense. But we are tired. We are hurtful. We have little hope. Napoleon Bonaparte said, where the culmination of 3 acts and 3 emotions come together is the beginning and the start of a revolution. These are the words of Bonaparte. And those 3 things are as follows: loss of hope, fear, and anger. Loss of hope, fear, and anger. These are the 3 things that are indicators that a country is reaching a boiling point. So let's quickly discuss that, Jacques. Of the 3 which an old historical leader put out into the world, how far are we on all 3?
Too far.
So question, do you think people fear for death, fear for violence, fear for corruption, fear for losing jobs, fear for sitting in the dark, fear for a future? Do you think this country, let's call it 0 to 100, I'd love to know the people that are on this live now. How many of them would say that we are close to 100 out of 100, definitely above 90 on the fear barometer of this country? And I'm talking about the normal person, the husband, the wife, the children. I think you will find very few people on this live that will not give you a score of 90 and above on fear. And it's not a shameful thing. You fear of hijacking. You fear of kidnapping. You fear. This country's fear barometer, I think, is close over 90. Am I right, Jacques?
Definitely. Definitely.
Right, so let's go to the next one. How many people do you really think, and I'm talking not about feeling emotional, how many people do you think in this country has lost hope?
Sure.
Again, over 90? And you're minister, and you're diepste minister. I think you've lost hope. I think the absolute rubbish that we are being moered with every day, Eskom, SOEs, job losses, economy, exchange rate. Don't you think we have lost hope in a big sense? Farmers being murdered, food getting restricted.
Well,
I think on hope, we've lost hope.
I think, Neil, 17 million non-voters tells you exactly that people have lost hope.
So we've lost hope. We pray, we believe, but we're kind of surrendering. We're kind of saying, now it's all for each other and myself. I fear, Jacques. Every day I fear for my kids, I fear for my family, I fear what will happen, what can happen. Sorry, I'm a human being. I'm a tough
So
guy.
do I.
I'm a tough guy. I'm a hard guy. I am without a doubt a fearless fighter. But I fear for my family and for my country's citizens. I fear. I have on occasion started to lose hope. With everyday bad news, the hospital systems. Sorry, Jacques, 80 to 90% of the calls that I get, emails I get, and WhatsApps is bad news. So you must forgive me if I lose hope sometimes, and the rest of the country loses hope as normal human beings. And here's the other one. Aren't you angry? Is jy nie kwaad nie? Aren't you mad? Potholes, loss of income, Eskom, crime. We are angry. So if you take all of that in a melting pot and you cook it, dit vat nie lank voordat die borreltjies begin nie. En dan vat dit nie lank voordat die eerste bloed uitkom. En dan ewe skielik borrel daai pot. And one of them is racism. Daai ding. And Friday I'm talking about it. Openly about race and the card that's used. When you run out of an intellectual discussion, you call someone a racist. Those days are gone, man. We must stop that. Hate speech. A song that is not regarded as hate but demands the killing of a certain race. That's not hate.
Ridiculous.
So fear, loss of hope, anger. And that's where we are. And might I tell you, it's not just one race. It's not just white people. It's not just the colored, the Indian. It's the black. It's the majority of this. They're slowly starting to wake up. They're starting to realize that 30 years later, nothing's changed except for an elite group. Daai groepie wat altyd eers aan die karkas eet. So Jacques, I'm not going to take your whole show, but I had to dump this emotion on our people. That this bill that is about to be put on us will stifle, squash, like a dictatorship, like a draconian regime, like an authoritarian state, like an oppressive governance. It will bring that to bear. And just like we called AfriForum, who picked a fight with Julius, to not stand back and to go for the appeal which they've now been granted. And should they lose that appeal, that they continue with that to the Constitutional Court and never surrender. So must we do with this bill of so-called terrorism. But it's not just about terrorism, foreign, domestic. It is terrorism declaration on opposition. What then about democracy? Lastly, I tweeted, I think that's the right word, on Twitter. And I find a lot of twits surviving on Twitter, tweeting twat. I thought, put it at. Yes, daar's 'n klomp breinlose, ideologiese, lose, dom mense. And I told you, only an idiot must be told that he's an idiot, because an idiot doesn't know himself. He's an idiot. So it is your duty to inform an idiot, you're an idiot. It's like helping someone upstairs. But I tweeted on Twitter so that the twats could actually read it. And what I said was, an organization that was embroiled and embedded to fight for the democracy of a constitution pre-94 is now the same organization that wants to bring back apartheid laws which it fought against. What a bunch of twats. So there is a time where you've got to get up and say, and now we've seen it. Here come the laws. Hier kom die wette. So we must oppose it. We must be known about it. I ask that people, Jacques, that yourself and head office and whoever, that you write pieces, small banners. I like the ones that you're posting out. Did you know? It reminds me of my days when Chappies and Chappie papers were still 1/2 cent, and inside I got more knowledge of life than at school. Did you know? So we've got to tell the people of this country, not did you know, do you know? Because did was as if the bill was passed. It's going to be too late to say, did you know that they passed a law that makes freedom of speech now an act of terrorism? We've got to tell them, do you know? So, great respect for you tonight. Well done. Well done identifying this bill and identifying where this thing lies and bringing it to public and giving me the opportunity to come up and just, I don't know, emotionally brr the people and rive them up to say, this is not a joke. This is your future. Daar's hy. Fluit.
Thank you very much, Neil. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it.
See you Friday, 10 o'clock.
Yes, definitely.
South Africa
Okay,
number
bye-bye.
one, and God always first, eh? Love to everybody out there. I love you very much. And thank you for standing with us. God se liefde oor julle en van my aan al die ondersteuners. Ons is in die fight. Moenie worry nie. Watch net. Cheers, Jacques. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Neil. Bye-bye. Yeah, guys, there you have it. There you have it. I'm going to, there's people that want to quickly join. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity. I'm just going to take 2 requests. It's already, we've been going on now for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So let's see if I can just add 1 or 2 people for comments. I think, yeah, Neil did a mini Friday morning session just now. So always great to hear what he has to say. And yeah, I think you can all see the passion in the man. So yeah, we are lucky to be led by such a passionate person that loves his country so much. I see some of you made some comments that I was laughing behind my hand. You guys don't know Neil on such a personal level as I do. So there are certain things that I pick up that he will know about that sometimes makes me giggle. So sorry guys, I'm trying to add, I'm just going to see if I can, I don't know, I'm struggling to add certain people for some other reason. I don't know why, but I'll keep on trying. Let's see if I can add Marjorie Hubert. Marjorie, I'm quickly going to try to add you. Marjorie.
Goeienaand.
Waar is jou gesig? Ek kan jou nie sien nie.
O, jette. Laat ek die lig aansit.
Sit die lig aan, sit die kamera aan, sit alles aan, behalwe die ketel.
Ja, so laat ons sien.
Jou kamera's nie aan nie, hoor. Ek dink jy moet net op jou kamera klik dat jou kamera aangaan.
Ek sien glad nie my kamera nie, hoor.
Op jou skerm staan nie 'n kameraatjie wat jy op kan klik nie.
Nee, hy wys nie. Hy wys net vir my live chat, jou gesig en dan wys hy vir my goedjies hierso.
Okay, maar Marjorie, maak nie saak nie, ons leer soos wat ons aangaan. Het jy enigiets wat jy wil jy weet, comment of het jy net 'n boodskap vir ons of ja, ek is net bly ek kon ten minste iemand op hierdie live kry om te join, want ek dink die mense begin doen, ek kanselleer hulle wat ek nie doen nie.
Nee, weet jy wat, ek stem met 100% saam met Neil en die feit dat hulle die bikers aanvat, my boetie is self 'n biker en hulle is nie rubbish nie. Hulle is daar om mense te help en hulle gaan uit en reik uit na mense toe. So hulle doen alles in hulle vermoë en staan altyd saam. Dit is maar wat ek te sê het op dit.
Ja, kyk, kom ek sê vir jou sommer nou, die biker community, ek dink mense moet ophou flieks kyk. Ek dink die biker community is, jy weet, daar's baie motorcycle clubs daar buite. Ek dink hulle is 'n baie goeie voorbeeld van broederskap, brotherhood, unity. Ek bedoel, daai mense staan saam, hulle ry saam, verstaan jy, ek het al so 'n bietjie, ek weet so 'n bietjie daarom wat aangaan in van hierdie clubs, wat ek nou al opgelees het, as ek nou 'n bietjie gaan research doen het. En jy weet, hulle het 'n hegte bond, hierdie mense. So hulle is actually 'n voorbeeld vir die res van ons. En ek het baie respek vir hulle. Ek ken 'n paar en jy weet, ek het nou al 'n paar keer het ons gesien hoe hulle saam opgetrek het, weet op in die gebou toe en wat toe daar op hulle knoppies gedruk is, het hulle opgestaan en dit gehelp. So van die UIM af is daar niks minder as net baie respek vir ons, weet, biker community daar buite.
Ek stem saam en ek dink dat baie van ons Suid-Afrikaners kan gaan kers vashou om te kyk hoe word daar saam gestaan.
100%, ek stem saam met jou, definitief.
Baie dankie vir die aand. Geniet
Dankie,
die geselskap saam.
Dis 'n plesier, goed gaan hoor.
Dankie, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Naomi Daniels, Naomi, kom ons kyk, kom ons probeer. Kom ons kyk, ekskuus, ek vat gewoonlik net so 'n paar sekondes, so kom ons kyk of ons vir Naomi kan add. Verskoon my gemengde taal.
Daai.
Hi Naomi, ek is so bly ek kon jou ook nou add. Jy's nou besig om my te redeem hierso op my live. Dankie.
O genade. Ek het nou net eintlik opgekom. So ek hoor is iets van bikers, so ek weet nie wie is nou weer teen die arme bikers nie.
Nee, alles behalwe. Kom ek sit jou net gou vinnig in die prentjie. Ons het basically net gesê dat jy weet, dit is die bikers daar buite is mense wat ons in die verlede op sy knoppies kon druk, wat opgestaan het en gehelp het, en ons het spesifiek gepraat van daai keer toe Neil in die Kaap saam met die biker community gaan proteste teen die ekskuus, verskoon my Engels, die proposed amendment bill to our ons vuurwapenwette. Toe Neil mos in die Kaap saam met die biker community. So ja, daar's niks slegs gesê.
Nee, dit is goeie nuus, want hulle is altyd voor in die koor en hulle staan waarvoor hulle glo.
100%, ek stem saam.
Absoluut. Ja, dis die eerste keer wat ek nou so met julle gesels. Ek het dit uitprobeer en I like. En ek luister graag na julle en thumbs up vir jou en vir Neil en die hele UIM.
Dankie Naomi, dankie hoor, goed gaan.
Goed gaan. Mooi dood.
Okay,
bye bye.
George Havenga, George. Ek dink hierdie gaan die laaste enetjie wees wat ek vat. Ons is dit raak nou laat, so ek sien van die mense begin nou al die live verlaat. So George, ek gaan jou gou 'n kans gee en dan gaan ek goodbye sê vir die mense. Maar ten minste kan julle nou sien, as julle 'n request stuur, sal ek julle add. Julle moet seker maak julle apps is updated, julle Facebook app. Hallo George.
Hallo.
Hoe gaan met jou?
Goed, dankie self.
Goed, dankie man, jy kan maar praat.
Nee wat, ek wil maar net sê, weet jy, ek is nou 'n pensionaris onderwys en ek bly in Bloemfontein en dit is vir my absoluut treurig en tragies om te sien hoe kyk die mense weg na alles wat verkeerd is in ons land en hierdie ding het wat vir my absoluut niks met ras of enigiets te doen nie. As ons nie almal gaan saam staan nie, gaan hierdie land val en ons gaan saamval en ons gaan almal baie swaar kry. En weet jy, ek persoonlik voel ons is die mooiste land in die wêreld. Ek weet nie hoe
George?
voel die ander mense nie.
Wel, ek stem saam met jou. Ek stem 100% saam met jou. Ek het al 'n banner gemaak wat ek gepost het op Facebook wat ek gewys het hoe mooi hierdie land is. Ons het sonder twyfel die mooiste land in die wêreld en die beste mense. Ons moet net soos jy sê, as ons saam
Seker die
staan
beste mense ook. Ja,
verseker. En ons praat nou van alle rasse. Dit is net daar's onmin wat gesaai word tussen die mense, ongelukkig. Jy weet, daar's onkruid wat tussen ons geplant word wat die oes vernietig en die mense moet saamwerk om daai onkruid uit te wis, in my opinie.
Nee, absoluut in my opinie ook en ek wens net mense kan die mense bymekaar kry om deur hierdie mense wat ons probeer eintlik 'n wig tussen ons nasies en rasse indryf om hulle ter kaak te stel, laat die mense kan sien waarmee is hulle besig. En weet jy, dit is vir absoluut belaglik dat jy kan steel, jy word aangekla, jy verskyn in die hof, jy gaan uit op bail en niks gebeur weer daarna nie. Jy weet, ek is van die ou garde, ek het my lewe lank gewerk, hard gewerk, ek is soos O'Neil, ek was nog in die ou weermag ook en ek het my lewe lank gewerk in hierdie land, ek het niks verniet gekry of handout gekry of wat nie, en dit is vir my absoluut tragies en treurig dat 'n mens sien 'n mens se lewe is absoluut niks meer werd in hierdie land nie. Ek wens jy kan sien, weet jy, dit breek 'n mens se hart as mens hierdie rose stad Bloemfontein sien en wat se toestand is hy vandag.
Ja, George, dit is tragies. Ek bedoel my eie dorp wat ek vandaan kom in die Vrystaat, lei die brand. Presies dieselfde situasie. As jy daai pad ry tussen lei die brand in Weppener. Ek weet nie meer of daar 'n pad oor is nie. Toe ons laas jaar op toer gegaan het, was daar soveel potholes op daai pad. Ek dink ons het omtrent 2 ure lank aan 'n 30 km stuk pad gery. So ek kan nie dink dat daar nog of daar ewen 'n pad oor is daar nie. Dit is tragies. Dit is tragies wat van hierdie land word. En nie net geword het nie, word elke dag. So maar ons soos Neil sê altyd, we need to stop the bleed. Ergens moet dit stop. Weet mense vra vir ons baie, people ask us, but what are you guys doing about the UIM? I see there's a lot of posts on Facebook, people asking us, well, what are you guys doing about it? Well, at least we're doing something. It might not be much in your opinion, but at least we are doing something. We are exposing it, we are educating the public, we are keeping people accountable, at least we are doing something. So to all those people that criticize us, I would just like to say, stop being spectators and commentators and rather start becoming participants. That's all from my side.
Stem 100% saam en ek wil ook net sê, wat my betref, God is in beheer en ek kan sien Neil is 'n kind van die Here en Fatima ook en ek is trots op julle almal, hoor, Jacques, jy ook. Ek volg julle en ek is trots op julle en vir wat julle vir ons doen, want dit is soos jy sê, dis min mense wat opstaan en daadwerklik iets doen en nie net kritiseer en op die kantlyn staan en praat nie.
George, ek waardeer jou boodskap baie dankie. Jy weet, dit is sulke tipe mense soos jy en sulke tipe boodskappe wat ons aan die gang hou, verstaan jy? Want ons staan ook maar partykeer negatief op in die oggende want ons deel met goeders wat die res van die mense nie regtig mee deel nie, want ons onsself we immerse ourselves in all these issues. En dan is dit lekker om so af en toe net so 'n boodskap te kry van jou af, want dit beteken vir ons dat jy weet ons maak ten minste dit wat ons doen word daarom nou nie misgekyk nie. So ek waardeer dit. Thanks George.
100%. Ek wag vir julle in Bloemfontein. Ek wil by julle aansluit, hoor.
Ons sal daar 'n draai kom maak. Ons is besig om 'n span te probeer skep daar in Bloemfontein en dan ook in die Parys, Denysville area. So ons sal julle op hoogte hou op ons Facebook page.
Baie dankie Jacques, ek waardeer en baie sterkte vir julle hoor. Ek
Dankie
luister
George, goed
verder.
gaan.
Dankie man,
Dankie George,
bye-bye.
bye. Guys, yeah, thank you very much for joining tonight. Tonight was a great live. We almost had 400 members on this live, or viewers. Obviously, when Neil joined, it shot up to 400. So, and I know why. So, everybody wants to hear what Neil has to say. But thank you to all of you. Thank you for your positive comments. Thank you for your support. Baie dankie vir wat julle vir ons doen. Die mense wat ons help met donasies, the people that help us with donations, and the people that help us. Cheryl for the gazebo that she sponsored or donated to us, and just your encouraging messages, guys. Thanks so much. It really means a lot to us, and it keeps us going, and it keeps us motivated, and it lifts us when our spirits are down. So we love you very much, and I'll speak to you guys next week, Wednesday night, same time, same place, and please make sure to watch Neil's live on Friday morning at 10. So have a good night. Sorry, I think ek raak nou moeg. Have a good night, guys. Take care, and we'll chat soon. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.